Respect the mental. I know.
Some people.
I have the bad role, just volunteer there.
You need to remind me.
But I don't know. So at the end of the presentation, you ask questions. I will have my phone, and if there's too many questions, be careful with closing, and then you can handle the questions. So you can propose this.
Well, it doesn't look like there will be too many questions.
Well,
Oh, you mean
what happened is we were expecting you a little bit earlier to make sure that everything is fine.
It's your microphone. My microphone.
You have yours, yes.
All good. Do I need to press anything? No. So you're making videos there?
Yes, there will be a streaming.
So there will be professional videos.
Yeah, there is a streaming, and it will be on.
Like for every room you make streaming, yeah? No, not really. I don't know. So where's the better thing? Here? It's also called. The track name is cryptoeconomics.
Yes. You can announce.
No, I'm just trying to connect to something so I can fit it to any. Okay. It's actually. Huh?
You're the boss. Yeah. Your audience is for you. The leader on the stage.
Well, some of them are for
they belongs to you.
Huh?
Oh yeah, that's for sure. But don't worry, you can ask questions. So you have the regisseur, the guy at the end.
So
you sign.
And he gave the sign. Means we can start?
Might do that, yes.
We start? Hello, bonjour. I'm Maksim Balashevich, founder of Sentiment, and we are working on a specific topic for 3 years already. So I wanted to share something what we've been able to achieve and how it's possible to decentralize. As a track here is crypto economics. So whenever we talk about any crypto economical systems, there should be some kind of economics behind. I strongly believe that when we're talking about crypto economic system, the main focus, what value are we creating there? And once we find out what value we're creating there, then we can talk about decentralization. Now, for the topic, we as a Sentiment, as a platform, focus for the last 3 years. It's specific. Until now, no one has achieved to build a decentralized system. How in any market, or in our particular case, in the cryptocurrency market, can you create strategies or signals which do include proven alpha? Alpha in a financial sense means you can predict the future with some results. And there are some parameters how you defined what is your value of your prediction. So when is the value of your system creating such an environment where you regularly make a prediction, so good timely coverage of the market, and you wanted to do decentralized? It means there are different participants and they share value between themselves. It doesn't exist yet. There is not a single successful project at the moment. We did, however, achieve on our side in centralized way to extract this value of the market. And there are few examples what we were able to build. And for the purpose of these presentations, I can show example or explain a little bit when we've been thinking what is the most important to understand the market. In our perspective is the most important part. You understand and you can measure the risks, and the risk can be in different areas. And for investors or participants, the biggest risk you are not aware of top is coming or crash is coming or risk of underlying protocols already there. You're simply not aware of them. And we've built a few models, and over the last 2 years, for the one I mentioned here, we spent maybe 1 year to collect needed data sources, to clean up them and make sure pipelines are working. And the last year, we've been applying it over and over again. Yeah, and we made, I think, more than 160 around predictions, and with very quite impressive results. At 76% of time we were on money. It means whenever we say something, it was a top, and whenever we say clearly it's top, I think it was only 12 times when we did direct mark predictions, so all of them were right. And so we have now kind of for ourselves proof that we can build it in a centralized way. We know what data we need, we know what framework can be applied, and approximately know how we can measure the results. But we're interested, as we also, since year number 1 or 1.5 with Ethereum, I remember I've been participating in DevCons since Shanghai time, and few people here, I met them already, not the first time. So we're very interested how we can do the same things, achieving the predictability or risk measurement of the crypto networks in a decentralized way. Yeah, and this is exactly the step we are going now in our team, and we are looking for the ways how we can do it. And here's just an example how it looks now in our platform. If you look, you have to look for it because it has big value. We are not literally like pushing it everywhere. We believe that if value is here, you are the ones who have to look for it and try to use it for your benefits. But it's as a hint under insights, you can find the market coverage and tops predictions. And they look like some text. And at the moment when we say something, you will see red point. And of course, I took the best examples. There were a few times were not so good, but you will see repeating pattern. When we say something, it's very often pretty much on the top, plus minus 1 day. So decentralization of the whole process. Initially, I was thinking that we can decentralize the data connectors. It did not work. It's very difficult to find an incentive or a long-term sustainable model for people who can attach very nice, important data to pay them. It defines the price, especially. It's very difficult to define the price. So this part, we still believe we will have to do mostly centralized. And especially engineering part is very complicated. If you want to build based on on-chain, especially on-chain data, something of high scalability and low latency, I don't think any single person can do it. It's in our side, we have a team of at least 4 or 5 high-skilled engineers who take care of it. So this part, extracting the data, does not seem to be very easy to decentralize. So what can we do next? We say, okay, leave it for a moment. No need to decentralize data sources. We can still produce it as a team. But what can be done, and we go in exactly now these steps, we have created a frameworks how we analyze the data. It's a Python notebook. People, data science, know how it works. You extract the data, you pull in all needed data points, and you apply your analysis. So this part already can be partially decentralized, and it can be on a level where we start sharing our Python notebooks with the frameworks or results. It can be part of the marketplace, or whenever someone come out with something, he can publish it. And if someone wants to get access, okay, we can probably establish peer-to-peer marketplace. You pay as much as you think is valuable results of this researcher. And this is one of the way we be pursuing in the next maybe at least half a year, want to try it out. Now, there is, but it's, you see, amount of data scientists who understand how you do rigorous data analysis is not so big. And to pull it to crypto is also not so simple. There is a even simplified, more simple part of what can be done is the way we are doing now in our team, where we put this insights or analysis. We see the data, we understand the market, and we put it as a report. It's mostly like a market researcher. This can be decentralized, and this will be, I think, we'll deliver it maybe, well, optimistically 2 months, it means maybe 4 months, where anyone who is part of a community or platform, he gets access to the data. We can teach how he can analyze, or he can bring his knowledge, and he can publish these insights, and they are already now being developed only closed access through peer-to-peer payment. And this seems to be an easier way. Yeah? So if people sit in an auditorium or listening to this video later on, if you believe you are in a position, you can grasp complexity of the data, simplify it, and make some nice crypto network analysis where you see the risks and you publish it. And the system will take, on our side, timestamp and make sure it's immutable. And we'll leave it to the market to decide what is the price of your analysis. And the second part can be gamified, or another step, more user-friendly version of prediction markets, I put it this way. We have not gotten any big traction for prediction markets yet, even though Augur and Gnosis exist for quite some time. But whatever is created there, we hope with the Trump election end of the year, there will be some good traction, or people will use it. But for the market or risk predictions, I haven't seen any real usage. It can be done in a gamified way, and we have some ideas. We will probably do it in this way to our contribution to decentralization of risk analysis. Yeah. Yeah, and just the last, if you feel like you could be interested on point of analyzing the data or making your crypto networks research, publishing in a way, in a semi-scientific way, be it in a Python notebook or just in written analysis, please join, go the link, and there you will see maybe a few more examples on this landing page, and we can start building it together. We will share our knowledge, which we've gathered over the 2 years, and you can be able to produce some value and capture this value in peer-to-peer way. and be rewarded from the community or users indirectly way. I think that's pretty much it. Yep, we can come to question section.
Is there any question?
How does the sentiment token tap into this?
Yeah, I didn't mention it. Yeah, we have our token, right? Depends. If it's a more prediction market, then it can be used as a, and we have a kind of exchange for built-in exchange for your opinions. Then it's either exchange fee can be used in this way, paid, or it's as possible collateral, even though I'm like a little bit cautious after the debacle with synthetics. It doesn't seem to be a very good idea. So most likely it's a vehicle for establishing prediction exchange. And if it's a peer-to-peer reward, I would think that we will then limit only usage. You can only get access to the system paying with the Sun token. Yeah, and actually this step we will introduce pretty much soon, because there's been so much, in my opinion, of course, as a founder, we really generated a platform, and we till now allowed people, they can pay in a fiat, in any cryptocurrency, and on a Sun token you can burn it, but we never limited only to Sun token holders. Only you can get access to it. So we will like do it as in the next 1-2 months. Yeah. And as an experiment, it's like, you know, usage of the token, unless it's a very established token model, like with proof of work mining algorithms, you can change it, or actually you should change it regularly. So the first we will try it, limit access to some parts of Sun token, and if goes to prediction, use it as a fee on exchange, and then we might change it in the next 2-3 months again.
Other question?